My name is Jacob Unser, and today I'm going to talk about supply chain management. And first, I really wanted to start out with a quick story. This is about Hurricane Katrina back in 2005, and obviously it flooded New Orleans, um, leaving the residents without access to food or clean water. But the first weekend, 1.9 million meals and 6.7 million liters of water were delivered. And with really that had to do with supply chain management. Um, and supply chain management is necessary to the foundation and infrastructure within societies. Um, and there, clearly, it helped society and the community of New Orleans. Now, supply chain management is so important to any service or product or company in delivering that product to the customer. And it starts from manufacturing into inventory systems and so on. So today I'm going to go over some of those things, some history, some functions, some flows of supply chain management. Now, what is it? Now, it is the management of the flow of the goods and services. Like I mentioned, it could be raw materials, work in process inventory, but that is what it is. As you can see here on the picture, they have to buy, to sell, to move, to service. History is Keith Oliver. He really coined the term supply chain management, 1982, but really gained recognition in the mid-90s. There's 4 areas: operations management, logistics, procurement, information technology, which I think is the most important. Without technology, none of this would be happening. Like I said, the importance of it is, just delivering those everyday needs to people. Without that, these processes wouldn't be very efficient. And some of these functions, procurement, logistics, product lifecycle management, as you go around there in the clouds. Now, 3 main flows: you get the product flow, the information flow, and the finances flow. Now, the product flow has to deal with the movement of goods from supplier to customer, and that can also involve the returns and services. The information flow involves transmitting these orders and updating the status of delivery. While the financial flow consists of credit terms, payment schedules, consignment, titles, and really all 3 of these have to go together to make it successful. Here's some historic developments of supply chain management. Like I said earlier, creation era began with Keith Oliver. Globalization era is when really started to expand internationally. This was a huge step for multinational companies. The specialization era, phase 1 and 2, and then the supply chain management 2.0. And that is really the evolvement of it and how it's going to play in the future. And with technology only increasing, this is only going to get better. A few theories on supply chain management, and there's resource-based view, the transaction cost analysis, but there's really no theoretical support for explaining the existence or the boundaries of supply chain management, which I thought was very interesting. Now, tax-efficient supply chain management is a business model that considers the effect of tax in the design and implementation of supply chain management. So these companies, these companies look at different countries and the different tax rates, and can really save a lot of money by starting somewhere else. So they're taxed, or maybe not even taxed at all, as most recently companies have gotten in trouble for doing that, creating tax havens. But this is something to increase profitability and cut costs. Now, some components of supply chain management, and part of the management components is planning, control, work structure, organization structure, product flow, facility structure, management methods, power and leadership structure, while you have reverse supply chain, which is when there's a return of a product and has to go back through the supply chain the way it came out. So it would be an outflow, but more of an inflow. And it depends on kind of where it has to stop. So if there's like a deficient product, then it would get to go back. Then global acquisitions, like we mentioned, globalization, which is huge. This really makes it successful and easier for companies to do business abroad. If you have a product, you have to use supply chain management to get that product from one country to the other, or one continent to the other. And this is just something that really helps companies expand internationally. And the processes are just so much different, but it can only help if you're entering new markets for a product. Now, with a conclusion, as I mentioned, supply chain management is important to any company, any service that is going to need to do business elsewhere. You can see profit, distribution, procurement, the plan. All of these are important steps and necessary steps for any company to go through. But that is all I have for supply chain management today. Thank you very much.